5 bass lines that kicked my butt the first time I tried to learn them. What's going on? This is Jesse from the future. One thing I wanted to do for this video was actually play the pieces, the 5 bass lines that kicked my butt. But they're kind of popular and there's a whole copyright thing, and I'm not too sure about that because I'm fairly new to doing YouTube myself. So I didn't actually play them. I will actually link to some people actually playing these songs, the whole songs, in the description below, so you can at least get a feel for what they are. With that, I'm looking back on as I'm editing this video that it probably would have been cool to have me play them during the video. I'll have to do some investigation on that, but I really wanted to get this video up. Thanks for watching, and back to your previously hopefully entertaining viewing experience. Awesome. Sir Duke by Stevie Wonder. Sir Duke was a really intense song to learn, mostly because it was one of the first ones that I decided to learn because I wanted to learn it. I didn't have to learn it to play with anyone. I didn't have to learn it as a cover. It was just a really cool song that I liked, and just the way that it moves through, and it's so upbeat and catchy, and then that run, that run, it just makes you smile to play it. But it was hard for me because I was young and didn't really know how, and just trying to figure that out. It was fun, but it was hard. So that one counts. Kicked my butt. Salvation Is Here by Hillsong United was one of those fast-paced, energetic, just awesome praise songs, and there's a lot of 16th note runs. It kind of had you all over the fretboard. The bass line was just really intense and powerful guitars. The bridge always gave me trouble. It's a good thing we played it at church because I needed a little grace, because I could never hit that bridge quite right and land in the big final chorus. The one thing to point out about it is Lincoln Brewster redid the song, and they don't play the bridge the same way as in the original because it was a really intense riff. That's why Salvation Is Here, Hillsong United, that's a song that kicked my butt. Tom Sawyer by Rush. Geddy Lee is a monster on this one. It's just weird timing, and it's just such a groove, and you really got to be into it. We played it for a drum recital, so the focus was on the drummer, but it was for his college senior recital at Cornerstone, and so we didn't really want to mess it up. And if you were there, the whole band basically would just get into these intense moments where we're all just counting and trying to hit these licks at the right moment and get the timing perfect with the drums and the bass line. That was a fun one to play, but it was a little bit tricky, and especially playing it in the group, and we were basically praise musicians. It was definitely one that kind of kicked at least my butt, but we pulled it off, and it was a fun one. Next one's kind of interesting. It's Blue Sky by the Allman Brothers Band. Now, it's not really something that I would normally be listening to, so I hadn't really heard it before the call came up to play it. Now, if you've ever heard the song, it's truly a guitar-centered song. There's a few lyrics in the beginning, kind of an intro, and then you go into this long dueling guitar solo. And it's really interesting to listen to from the guitar standpoint. What's happening in the background on the bass is a lot of arpeggios. So it was kind of tricky for me to catch the exact phrasing that the original musician was using. So again, this is one of those where I was playing it at church, so there was a little bit of grace because I didn't play it exactly, but I kind of maintained the spirit of the song. But with the time constraints of, finding out the song that we're going to play on like a Tuesday, and I need to play it on Sunday with work and everything, it was a little bit challenging to get that one going. So Blue Sky by the Allman Brothers. That one kicked my butt. only a little. So the last song that would probably shock you was Monster by Edge from Fallen. And if you look at the liner notes, I'm actually the bass player for that song. But the catch here is I'd actually stepped down from being bass for Edge from Fallen, and I got the call from our drummer who basically said, hey, we want you to do the studio work. They sent me over guitar tracks with the drum line and the vocals. That's it. I was supposed to come up with the bass line, and I just could not hear one for this song. And not wanting to disappoint them, as the date grew closer, I asked for maybe chords, I asked for more information, and I just couldn't come up with something. At some point, I got, I guess, to the zen level of frustration and just came up with at least the beginning 2/3 of the song, and then we kind of worked it out in the studio. In the last 2 bars, I actually handed my bass over to Andy, the lead guitar player, and he finished up the song. So there's actually just 2 bars when playing it. Now, at this point, I'd actually have to sit down and take this song to the shed if I was ever called to play it live. I think they might be better off just using the tracks. So, Monster by Edge from Fallen. Hey, thanks for checking out this video. If you want to get more of my content or check out my music, I'm on Bandcamp. I'm on all the streaming platforms. I am The5StringFury. You can find me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Tumblr, all those social media places. You can find me in all the streaming services. If you like this video, go ahead and leave me a like and subscribe. Throw a comment in the bottom, or at least check out some of my music, The5StringFury. I'll catch you in the next one.